That's something I've been working on. Setting a boundary and expecting someone to be mad at me for setting that boundary. So setting price boundaries, worrying that people are going to then say, no, we're not doing this, or no, that's too much, and fighting with me on it.
For some of the most pivotal years of my life, tears were tucked back and hidden behind a masquerade of being tough, being a warrior, someone who could hustle, work hard, and get things done. But it wasn't until I started to get more in tune with who I really am that things took off in my business. Welcome to I Might Cry, a podcast exploring how heart, mind, body, and spirit are all deeply woven into the way we do business. With guest interviews from experts in business strategy, therapy, emotional intelligence, the human body, and so much more. I'm your host, Elizabeth Marks of Almond Leaf Studios. I've been capturing luxury weddings around the globe for decades and now have the privilege of educating others on how to build and grow profitable business doing what they love. I'm on a journey of self-discovery, of becoming more of the uniquely beautiful, messy, and complex human that I was created to be, and I want to invite you to do the same. Join me on this adventure of uncovering the walls we've built that keep us stuck in patterns of limitation so that we can journey into living life with arms and hearts wide open. Let's venture into this together. I've got a good one for you today. I am going to be sharing a little glimpse into one of my coaching calls with some of the students inside my course, The Art of Booking. This course is primarily for wedding photographers, but we have a collection of all kinds of other creatives and wedding professionals in there as well. And the other day, Tori, who is a harpist in our group, had some questions about her prices. She talks a lot about the fears that came up with needing to raise her rates and understanding what her time was really worth and how she was tempted to lower them back down right before she sent out an email announcing those new rates. So I'd love to invite you to listen in on this conversation with her. And she has given me full permission to share this too. So I want to thank her publicly for allowing this to be beneficial to all of us. And then also just to let you know, we move into a tapping session. If you are not sure what tapping or emotional freedom technique or EFT is, you can go to episode 16 where I explain more of what EFT is, what tapping is all about, why I'm really into it. It essentially, the short version is it allows you to tap into subconscious beliefs and rewire new neuropathways, rewire the neuropathways that exist, forming new beliefs and new subconscious beliefs, because the subconscious is what controls 95% of our everyday actions. So if you want to know more about EFT, you want to follow along or learn about it, feel free to go to episode 16, dive into that first, but listen in to Tori and see how things unfold for her with the questions that come up about raising her prices and the fear of not being able to serve people that they might not be able to afford her if she raises her rates. All right, let's dive in. I hope you guys enjoy. See you on the other side.
I was doing the whole, should I lower my prices? Should I raise my prices just earlier today?
Busted.
Yeah. But then I went back, and this was for lessons, which I mentioned last week, I think. I sent out my newsletter just 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, announcing my new prices for my music lessons.
Awesome.
But I was on the email template, just like, maybe if I changed, maybe if I... But I kept it and I sent it out.
Let's dive there if you want to. So what was your mind telling you? Why did you want to go back down? What was your mind telling you that would do?
Well, what I was saying was the reason was I was like, I want people to still be able to afford to take lessons. That's really important to me, that my lesson fees, if there's somebody who's like in their 20s who is maybe in a rough place and doesn't have the finances to take harp lessons at these new rates, I don't want that to be an inhibiting factor. But really, I'm just like, people are going to get mad at me and they're going to say, your prices jumped too much. I know. It's more than double. Yeah. Because I've never raised my lesson prices.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. And I have had the same prices since I was a teenager teaching like on the side, which is not what I'm doing now.
Are you okay if I ask another question, maybe go a little bit
Sure.
deeper with that? See if we can get to like the root of that.
Sure.
Who else in your life, has there been areas or places or people in your life where you felt like you made a decision and they were mad at you?
Yeah, a little therapy session on the call today. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing in my family. That's something I've been working on with my therapist for a while is
Mm.
setting a boundary and expecting someone to be mad at me for setting that boundary. So setting price boundaries,
Yeah.
worrying that people are going to then say, no, we're not doing this, or no, that's too much, and fighting with me on it. But
Yeah.
part of the reason I was able to kind of like send it today is because I had a call with a new student yesterday, and I was just like talking and talking about all the things I loved about teaching and like my teaching style. And she was like, "That's amazing. That sounds like so cool. Like I haven't heard that from anybody else." And so having that little bit of feedback, I was like, "Okay,
So I want to come back to like celebrating and going back to your wins because I think that we can do an even bigger job of celebrating than what you just did. I think that was great. But I want to pause and go back to it. I know we talked a little bit about tapping last week. Can I just like lead through a tapping session? Will you guys all do it with me?
yeah,
You can mute if you want, or you can leave it open, whatever you want, but just follow what I'm doing and say it out loud with me. Okay. I'm going to start on a karate chop point here. You say, even though I wanted to lower my prices, and even though I was scared that people were going to be mad at me, and even though I doubted that they were going to be able to afford me, or that the right people would come along who valued me and had the money to support my new rates. And even though I have this history of feeling like people are going to be mad at me, and I have lots of beliefs that when I screw something up, the world hates me. And even though I doubt my value and my worth, and I still kind of question if anybody's going to book those new prices, even though all this is true, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. I forgive myself for ever questioning my worthiness. I forgive myself for being afraid of raising my rates. I forgive myself for all those times in the past where I've made decisions and people were mad and I blamed myself. I forgive myself for all the ways I've screwed up in all the years of living on this earth. I'm here to change that now. I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. Okay, take a deep breath in and then let it go. I'm going to do a little bit more. Are you okay with that? So we're going to start at the top of the head. We're going to move through the different meridian points now. I'm letting go of all of the fear. Above the eyebrow, I'm believing that these new rates that I just sent out by the temple are the perfect new rates for me. Under your eye, I'm believing that the right people are showing up. Under your nose, I choose to believe that all of this is possible for me. On your chin, I'm choosing right now to believe. And then your collarbone, that I'm going to book out at these new rates. On your bra line, I trust the universe to bring me just the right people. And then your wrists together. I know that just the right people are finding me. I'm going to keep moving through without telling you where I'm going, okay? The right people are finding me. The right people are going to book me. And even though I've doubted this in the past, I choose to believe it's possible. I choose to believe I could make more money than I've ever made before. And it could be easier than it ever has before. I'm allowing things to be easy. I'm choosing to let this be easy and fun. I'm attracting new ideal clients right here and right now. And I declare that it is easy for them to find me. And they're going to be so thrilled to pay my new rates. I'm allowing new money to come to me. I'm allowing new clients to come to me. And I'm allowing them to be easier than ever before. More money, more alignment, more wealth and abundance, and more joy. And so it is. And take another deep breath. And then let it go. Okay. Does that feel good? Do you need to shake anything out? Do you feel good? How do we feel?
That felt good. I'm glad that I remembered to join the call.
Your little mini therapy session today.
I know. I was like, okay, cool.
Business ownership, like the further I get into this, you guys, like you will only see the progress in your life as much as you do the work for yourself internally. And so that's been true for me. Like for so many years of just feeling stuck with things that I'm like, I know I'm good at this. I have the strategy. Like, why isn't this working? Why isn't it moving forward? And then as soon as I started to do the work, the inner work of like all the healing that needs to happen or changing those beliefs, changing those generational traumas, changing all of that, like that's where things start to really they start to unfold, like all of those dreams start coming true. But then even more importantly, like you feel good about it. Like you feel really, really beautiful. So it takes effort for sure. But yeah, so thank you for your bravery. Thanks for showing up and being honest about that and letting us work through that together with you. Do you feel good about those prices now?
I do. I feel, well, because I was looking at them and I was like, okay, this makes me feel like I'm not scrambling and having to do 5 other things. I can actually spend the time that I'm spending anyways on lessons. Because I arrange music for my students. I am creating all these new cool tools. That's really interesting and fun for me. I've got like prototypes just like here.
Yeah.
And I'm like asking to actually be paid the amount I need to be paid to like have my time be worth it.
Yeah.
And put my energy where I want it to. Because I've talked to like multiple people the past week where I'll talk about my music and I'll talk about my lessons and I'll talk about working with in weddings. And every single person I've talked to has been like, I see you light up and I can tell how much you love this. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I love it so much.
Keep going. I want you to brag a little bit more about yourself. Like what makes you seriously, I think this matters because it's like it's setting up for like if you show up with that energy of like, I'm really good at this, it's a different energy. So I want you to get more practice with it. So just brag to us for a minute. What makes you different?
What makes me different is that I'm taking a lot of things into account. That's not just, you're not going to learn to read music. You're not just going to get whatever common harp songs you're going to get at a wedding for your ceremony. Everything I do is all about understanding who my client is and what their needs are and how that fits into the rest of their life too. So for all my harp students, I have a huge range from little kids to like retired 70-year-old students. Some of them want to play music in their church. Some of them are just starting to learn. Some of them are interested in like loop pedals and like arranging and like learning all the textures about the harp. And so my lessons are, okay, how can I take your learning styles? How can I take what it's going to fit into the rest of your life? And how can I give you the toolkit to express yourself as a musician? We're not just going to learn how to play a song technically well. We're going to learn how the music is put together, how you can maybe make your own music, how we can support your body as you're playing, how to get through like a burnout phase and how to avoid the burnout phase. So we always have, the first thing you learn is one song that's really like joyful to you. And that's so important to being a musician.
Is there a lot of technical? Talk to me. Like you're still trying to convince yourself like why these prices and why all this matters.
Oh my God. Okay.
You want me to tell you what I heard in that? The little bits, the snippets of that I heard?
Sure.
I heard that you are amazing at customizing things to be specific to each person's unique needs.
I heard that you
Yeah.
are an amazing coach, that you are full body aware of who that person is and how their physical body connects to the music that they produce. I
Yeah.
heard you say a little bit of like, I'm good at this. There's a hint of that maybe in there. Maybe practice that. I won't make you keep going here. I won't keep like picking on you here, but maybe practice that, like whether it's journaling, or I know there's other people that have done, like there's a lady that wrote a book that's like the high five book, where you like high five yourself in the mirror every morning. Whatever version of that you want to do, but maybe you
Okay.
have these like affirmations or mantras that you practice, for even challenge yourself, give yourself like a 10-day challenge or like a month
Okay.
challenge or something. And you're like, I am really good at my job. I'm an amazing coach. I'm an amazing teacher. Just really affirming those beliefs and allowing,
Okay.
I'm totally worthy of charging the higher rates. And
Yeah.
I can raise my rates again tomorrow and it would be fine because people are going to pay me for what I am. Whatever those things that are landing the most with you and your spirit and your body, like
Okay.
to you, and just see how things change.
Okay.
How does that feel?
I'm an amazing musician.
Yes. Not just a musician.
I'm an amazing coach. I'm an amazing.
Like, we know you're an amazing musician.
I know.
I think you're pretty confident about that. The raising the rates, right? For teaching.
Yeah.
That's where this fear is coming from.
Yeah.
So that's where I want you to focus on
I'm
that.
an
Not just
amazing
I'm an
teacher.
amazing musician, but like I'm an amazing teacher and I'm worthy of charging what my time is worth because I'm really good at this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you are. I think deep down, like, but your mind is
Yeah.
telling, freak out. Like, what if nobody pays me? If nobody pays me, if nobody books these new rates, then I have to give up this and I have to do that. I'm going to work myself to death. I mean, there's all kinds of fears that
Yeah.
your mind is probably trying to tell you. So if
Okay.
you're combating that with like those subconscious beliefs of like, no, I'm really good at this.
I'm really good at what I do. I'm working on it.
I was picking on you.
Big moves happening in the call today.
No, I know. You didn't know you were setting up for this today.
I needed it, clearly. That felt good to recognize that, because I was like, oh, I did the thing. Yay. That now I'm going to freak out a little bit more about it.
Which I want to just say, yay for that. Yay for freaking out about it, because that means you're on the right track. Like, if you did that and then like you weren't met with all of that, then that means that you didn't challenge yourself enough. You didn't go up enough.
Yeah.
There should always be, not that it's enjoyable process, but there's always this like, like, is it going to be okay? Is it going to work out? Like, that follows.
Yeah.
That, okay, I just took the next step and I just up leveled. Now I'm met with all the fears of, am I worthy? Am I valued enough? There's all those things that come along with that. So yeah, well done.
I hope you enjoyed a little glimpse into our world behind the scenes on our group coaching calls. I'm just so freaking proud of Tori and everybody in there as they continue to up-level their business and really face the patterns. We all are running these subconscious patterns and beliefs on repeat. So if you find yourself continually stuck in the same cycles or bumping up against those limiting beliefs, I want to invite you to just dive deeper into journaling about it. Maybe practice some emotional freedom technique, EFT or tapping, like we did on that call today, or do some journaling, dig deep into where's the first time that I felt this way? Why do I feel this way? What beliefs formed in that moment that I remember? Your subconscious is so powerful. Your inner child has so much knowledge within you and will lead and guide you. Your intuition is one of the greatest gifts that you have. And so my little nudge to you today from Tori's story that she shared so beautifully and so vulnerably with us, and I'm so grateful for her willingness to share this publicly, is to remind us all that we get to do the work, that it's a privilege to be met with these frustrations, these questions, these fears, these doubts, that these things don't stop. So the quicker that we're able to dive deep into them and to honor the feelings that we're having, to honor the fears that are coming up, to thank our minds for trying to protect us and keep us safe, and then allow them to move through our body and out of our hemisphere, our little eco world that we're living in, the quicker that we begin to see real, true, sustainable results. If you are interested in coaching with me, you can go to almondleafstudios.com/coaching to find out more information there. Feel free to DM me on Instagram, as always, at almondleaf, or you can check out a little bit more of this coaching program called The Art of Booking. We talk all about the strategy and the systems that allowed us to take our business from a place of near financial ruin all the way back to thriving in a very, very short time. So to check out more of that, to go to my free masterclass, makemoreshoot.com. It's also linked everywhere on social and our website. I hope you found this enjoyable. I will see you on the next one. If you have any questions or want to hear about any specific things, please reach out. Let me know what you want to hear about, what you're struggling with, what you're learning. You can also apply to win a free coaching call as well, a one-on-one coaching call. Find out more on the coaching page, almondleafstudios.com/coaching to get entered to win for that too. All right, until next time, have a good one. Love and light to each of you. If you enjoyed this podcast today, do us a favor and hit subscribe and then leave us a review. If you're looking for more, you can find us at almondleafstudios.com or on Instagram at almondleaf. Remember, you are enough. You are love, you are light, and you are worthy simply because you exist.